A giant hole, mostly unexplored and discovered 1900 years ago. Due to this phenomenon and humans having a need to want to explore everything, treasure hunters go down the hole and find that the deeper you go, the worse off you'll be. For example, layer 4 causes you to bleed everywhere, and layer 6 and beyond means death. Due to this and the strange nature of the hole, this area becomes known as the Abyss. This plot setup seems to be very interesting so far, and it's definitely what got me hooked into the show. The anime follows two main characters, Reg and Rico, and these are kids. Let me say this one more time. Kids, not teenagers. Kids. And they're going into this beautiful, yet very fucked up place. But let me continue. Rico, empowered by wanting to find her mother at the bottom of the abyss, leads her to setting off on a journey she doesn't even know if she can come back from. This leads us to our next segment, the world. It looks really beautiful until you realize that almost every creature you meet can kill you. That's like those random worlds you pass by in an MMO, except there's no grinding or leveling up, just survival. And that brings me to the first disturbing scene in the show. Rico breaking her arm had to be one of the most terrifying moments, bro. Not only is it because she's 12 years old and had to endure that, but in order to stop the poison, Rick had to attempt to remove her arm, and that shit really sent me. That, and they're only at the 4th layer, and they have a good bit of layers to go if they want to reach the bottom. So the fact that this happened so early really freaked me out, but I didn't stop there. I kept going. After seeing more crazy things in the abyss, you tend to get used to it by this point. Only thing I hated was the occasional vomit in the show. We enter layer 5, and the plot of this area is just downright disgusting. Super long story short, there's a mad scientist by the name of Bonjour. He makes these really fucked up creatures, but there's a catch. They used to be human. And not just that, most of them, or I think all of them, were all children. And he did this to try to make beings that could withstand the curse, which is the effects that I mentioned before. But even if someone survives the experience and doesn't go hollowed and ugly, they don't exactly just go back to being human. Reg and Bonjour have one of the most satisfying scraps ever, only for us to find out he can't be killed because he'll just be brought back with the same memories. I absolutely hated this man, and was happy when they finally moved on to layer 6, not knowing if it was going to be better or worse. But you already guessed by the title that this would be my third strike. Season 2 starts off with layer 6, and it is very strange. It goes from the beautiful art in the other locations to having these weird CGI looking monsters. And I don't remember much about the plot up to this point, but I do remember being uncomfortable by all the weird creatures in this layer. And finally remembering it, the strange interactions between the characters is why I stopped watching this show, with this scene being one of them. Like, honestly, I don't know what's going on here. Like, what the hell? And I don't want y'all thinking that I'm soft. I've read Berserk, Vinland, even Poon Poon. And when I sit back and think about why I abandoned this show around 2 years ago, I think it all comes down to this one word: weird. I've never abandoned an anime or a show because I felt like it creeped me out or scared me before. It was normally the former. I just lost interest in it or forgot to go back to it. But this show made me turn it off and never want to turn it back on. I genuinely remember watching this episode and was just kind of like, I never want to go back to this anime. It's very unique with the storytelling, characters, and world, but it creates this unspoken bizarre vibe that you can only catch if you binge it. Sometimes that just had me asking, what is the point? Even if they do endure all this weirdness and hardship, unless the anime pulled something out of its ass, there's no way they're going to be able to come back up anyways. It's like I was watching an inescapable fate. And I hated seeing the characters, especially so young, endure what they were going through, especially with characters like Bonjour existing in the same verse as them. This nigga is almost worse than Griff. There's a whole video on this. Now, will I ever go back and watch Made in Abyss? I don't know, honestly. It's been a while, but I'm honest to hear y'all's thoughts. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. The video is very different from my average battle anime commentary. Let me know if you want more ambient, chill shit, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace out.